You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little. That wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Come on in, all my hoodies. Welcome back to the Hood Table. We are here to review this evening Queen Sugar, Season 5, Episode 7, and it was called June 3rd, 2020, twin. Nigga. But anyway, come on in, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table. If you are not already subscribed, please and thank you very much. Again, we're going to be reviewing Queen Sugar. I hope everybody is caught up. And, of course, as usual, please give me your feedback on the different storylines, the different topics that we'll discuss tonight, and the different characters. And give me your opinions on what you thought about this last episode. And go. Now, we started off this episode 7, with Blue. Blue, he was having not really flashbacks. I think it was more of a nightmare that he was having. And in his mind, the scene was just kept replaying of him and his father, Ralph Angel, and that cop who appeared to be a racist cop. The one thing that Blue kept recounting over and over in his dream was how his father, Ralph Angel, has repeatedly, like many of us black parents tend to do with our black sons, black children, teach them time and time again not to run from police. Listen, do what they say, stand still, keep your hands where they can see them. Never, ever, 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 ever run from the police. Never. But in his dreams, or should I say again, nightmare, while wearing his BLM Black Lives Matter shirt, you can see Blue running for his dear life. He was running all through the fields of their property, just looking back. When he looked back, he see the cop, he see the gun. When he looked forward, he see his mother. And it's like he's in between this space of fear and reality, can I be saved? Can I not be saved? Because we heard how Ralph Angel even told Darla, I can't protect him. I can't protect him. He feels like he really can't protect him. But yeah, Blue was running through that field as if he was just scared of being killed and laid out like a dog in the street at the hands of police. He's so young, but still, just those little scenes, those little flashbacks where you see the police move his hand, you see the police look like he was about to lift that gun up out of the child. Blue was running in his mind, in his dreams, in his nightmares. He was running. So it makes me wonder, how would he react if it really happened in real life that a cop actually put a gun on him? Oh, child. And then we have, in real time, another murder in Minneapolis, in the suburbs of Minneapolis, just yesterday. But I'll be talking about that in another video. But anyway, the police was behind him, pointing a gun at him with his mother, Darla, in front of him, reaching her hand out to him. Whew, poor Blue. He was so scared. But then he woke up and he ran to his parents' room. But then he didn't go in there and wake him up. He kind of just stopped. I don't know if he was thinking, what can they do about it? It's just a dream. I'm getting too big to be running to my parents' room. You know how kids wake up and run to your room. I'm too big to be running to my parents' room. Maybe he just was thinking that I'm just going to go back to bed and hopefully be able to fall asleep. But anyway, the next day, Darla's mom, Darlene, she finally got around to discussing with Darla the extraordinary opportunities of Blue being able to have a better future. The future that Darla, so called, should have had. Now, Darla, you could see like right, Darla, she could see like right through what her mom was trying to do. Blue was about to be the token little black kid from a so called poor rural farm town, selected to attend this prestigious school on a full ride scholarship. But although Darla didn't want Blue being the token, it was much more bigger than that. Remember, Darla had once been sent away to school, leaving her with no connection or bond with her own mother, which is not what she wants for Blue. So, out of concern that Darla thinks that Raw was actually considering sending Blue away, Darla, she reached out to Aunt Vi, and in so many words, Darla wanted Aunt Vi to basically do something about it. Aunt Vi was like, "Of course, I'll talk to your mother." Bye. She called Darla's mother, Darlene, and she went clean the hell off on her. Vi was like, as long as I'm living and I'm breathing, I'm walking this good old green earth, Blue ain't going to no Washington, D.C. to attend nobody's school. Child, Vi, she only playing about her family. She really don't. Vi was enraged that Blue's grandmother had the audacity to make plans for him to leave his own family when she has only recently been involved in his life. Only recently. So I'm with Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi has been there since day one. When Darla was on drugs and lost in her own world trying to find herself, Aunt Vi was there. She helped raise Blue. She fed Blue, taught him, tended to him, kept an eye on him, especially when Rob was busy with the farm. Because, like, for the first, actually, like 5 seasons ago, when the show first began, when Blue was too young to go to school, he was always with Aunt Vi because Ra had to get the sugar mill running, that his father left him. He had to get that up and running. And then let's not forget that Ra was around that time broke and dependent on Charlie to pay his bills and the bills at the mill. So while Ra was out there grinding it out on that farm, Blue was with Aunt Vi. But on the flip side, it's because of what Rod has went through and down there in the South, while growing up and as a grown man, that he was even considering sending Blue to DC. Rod again no longer feels like he can protect Blue, especially after what Blue had just experienced with the police. Ron felt like if he doesn't send Blue away, then he might be cheating him out of his future of better opportunities, as Darla's mother said, than what's available in their own community. But after some much needed quality time, much needed bonding time over an exciting game of Jenga, Ralph Angel had made up his mind. He had put his foot down. But right now, he is in agreement with Darla that Blue ain't going nowhere. Both Raw and Darla concluded that each of them has missed out on so much when Darla was absent. And besides that, they believe that Blue can get everything he needs and more right there in St. Joe Parish. So we shall see. But Darla's mom, she can be a bit much. So we gonna see how this all pans out in the next episode with her mother. But then let's move on to Charlie and West. Now, Micah, of course, he's still up at the protest in Minnesota. Darla, as we seen on Charlie, as we seen on the last episode, she had become sick. She had become ill. We was all like wondering what the heck is wrong with her. Did she have COVID? And so she had called West because everybody else, as she said, had too much stuff on their plate. Wes, he finally made it to Charlie's house just in time to seek some medical advice in order to take care of her. As soon as Davis broke into her house to find her barely breathing on her couch, she warned him to mask up because Charlie had assumed that she had COVID. She hadn't been to the doctor. She ain't been tested, but just from seeing what people have been experiencing all over the world and listening to all the doctors and the nurses discuss the different like the different traits and the different side effects and things like that, the breathing, the the breathing, the coughing, the side pains, the back pains, the fevers, all the flu times 100. Okay, so she was experiencing a lot of those symptoms. So she told him mask up, and he did put on his mask. But like most of us did believe or had thought, Charlie, even though she didn't at first have all those bouts of coughing, she did indeed have COVID. And Davis, after speaking with a doctor, over the phone, before he even got there, he had got a little bit of advice just in case it was COVID. So after speaking with a doctor and tending to Charlie, he then carried her up to her room. And after putting her into her bed while sitting across from Charlie, he started daydreaming about how he had really hurt Charlie, back in the day. And in those daydreams, she had appeared in front of him, telling him how she had given up everything for him, everything for them. Actually, she had given up her life, her dreams, so that he could fulfill his dreams of becoming a basketball star. Wes to her was everything to her unconditionally. She really loved him. She was really in love with him and really in love with what they had with their little family, especially once Micah came along, which is why she was so willing to put her all into their relationship, only for him to turn around, slap her dead in the face, and cheat on her, embarrassing their entire family publicly. And I know this is just a TV show, y'all. But I swear, Charlie was looking hella crazy, as if she really had COVID. She definitely made that scene appear believable, that she was really sick. She was looking so sick that Davis told her, I don't care what you say, girl. If you don't get better or stabilize soon, he was going to drag her stubborn ass to the hospital. Wes may have made some bad decisions in their relationship in the past, but as he said, when you love someone, you show up. So the fact that she wouldn't tell Micah or allow Davis to tell any of her family members that she's sick, it didn't sit right with him. But that alone right there showed how much Wes still loves her. And I guess he probably felt like, you know what, in the past, he's betrayed her so much. She lost so much trust in him. So at least for right now, he'll keep this little secret of how vulnerable, how sick, and how needy she was from her family. And speaking of which, it's not often that we do get to see Charlie so vulnerable. Charlie, as we know, she's usually always at the top of her game, her A game. She's always on point physically and mentally. But even still, Davis had to tell her, it's okay. It's all right to need somebody, to ask for help. It's okay to need to be taken care of sometime. Davis, let me know what y'all think about them. Do y'all see them rekindling something? Not right now, though. Not right now, because she do got COVID. But hell, after a while, she was like, put your mask on, you gonna get sick. He's like, shit, I done been here with you for like 24 hours now, and we done been in the same room, breathing the same air. He said, if it is what it is, if I get it, I get it, and we handle it. So, anywho. Let's move on to Anvi. Now, while Anvi, she was in her diner, hanging up Black Lives posters and posters of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the presidential candidate and vice presidential candidate at the time, she decided to check in on Nova. Nova and Anvi, they got to discussing Rod and Darla's recent marriage, and of course they are both still ecstatic, over the fact that they finally jumped the broom. But Anvi was like, now what's up with you and your man, Miss Nova? What's up with her and Calvin? Like, are they planning any weddings in the future? I wants to know. But me personally, I don't think Nova's ready for all that. At least not with Calvin. At least not during this high tension of Black Lives Matter that's going on in the world at that time. Last year, June of last summer. However, after hearing the idea of marriage from Aunt Vi, something inside Nova must have got stirred up, because as soon as Calvin returned home before telling him to wash his hands, Nova gave him a long, tight hug. She embraced the hell out of him as if she really, really, really missed him. She was actually panicking because when she hadn't heard from him and when he hadn't got home in time, she said she started panicking. And I don't think she was panicking because of the COVID. I think she was panicking because of all the violence that's going on out there, all the clashing between the white people and the black people, police and the black community, and all that out there. So I think that's what she was really panicking about. But again, in light of what Vi has said, and being that Calvin also brought up marriage at the farm, Nova felt like it might just be the right time to discuss marriage. Those two, they haven't seen each other off and on for years, albeit they did start kicking it while he was still a whole married man. And his wife ain't letting no ex-wife ain't letting Nova forget that shit when she went to visit the family. But even though we all know the saying that the way you meet someone is the way you lose them, Calvin is like boys to men, ready to get down on bending knees. He's like Beyonce, ready to put a ring on it. And he's like Jagged Edge. He's ready to meet her at the altar. But by the expression on Nova's face, again, I'm not so sure that she's ready for all that. As a matter of fact, later that evening, Nova left Calvin in the bed sleeping while she hopped onto her laptop to continue working on her article. And while skimming over her computer, the name of her article, it looked like it said Traveling While Black in the Time of COVID. And I can't wait to hear it because she is a writer for sure. I love her writing. But while she was skimming over that, sitting at her computer, she got an email. And she opened up the email. It's from Andre Nixon. Now, Andre was directing her to read a news article regarding a black man who was beaten and paralyzed by the police. That young black man happened to have been a college sports star who, thanks to police, his career is now over. Was that also the young black man that Calvin stood by and watched his fellow brothers in blue beat relentlessly over a stolen candy bar? If it is in fact that same situation, how do y'all think Nova will be able to get over that? Please let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the whole episode. Put your comments down below in the comment section. And again, to all my hoodies, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. And stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and don't forget to keep it hood. Bye.